You go open it. Did you go? Oh.
Okay. Want me to just
You go open it.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
We are the brothers from the GMS Camp Atlanta. And before we get started, we would like to give all honor and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash.
And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the hopeful 144 elect out there that's been pushing this truth. And hopefully this lesson be edifying for you brothers. And when we start at the Ecclesiastes.
Going into the top, we're pretty much going into the fall of America, which is known as numerous things in the scriptures. Babylon the Great, Sodom and Gomorrah, Sodom and Egypt. But we're pretty much just gonna go, in the spirit on a topic based on just the downfall of America. Brother, you can lead it, bro.
Con. All right, you can get that. Start with the Ecclesiastes 12:4. Bible shot.
All right, Con. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
That's right, man. So the grinding shall cease, man. There's not going to be any work out here in the streets for you people. For you people who always like to go work, man. America is going to be shut down. You're going to be locked in your houses. And when it speaks about the music shall be brought low, that's that joyful and folliness that you people like to indulge in, man. It's going to be brought low. Because when you think about music, you think about something that's uplifting. It's something that it basically lifts you up in the spirit. But when America is shutting down, man, the music is going to be brought low. Like the scripture said. You people are going to be. It's really going to be dog eat dog out here, man. So you got to. And the only way that you're going to be able to knowledge in the scriptures, man. That's what we're doing now. The brother on Isaiah 33:6.
I got something real quick. This is John chapter 9 verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work.
And just to expound on it, that night is that terror, man, that's coming to America, man. So that work is doing the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, going out to the highways and byways, prophesying the downfall of America and gathering the fruit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, which is the 144,000. That's the work that the Lord telling us to do before that nighttime comes. Because Jake, man, they love to procrastinate. Want to try to do the work. In that last second, and it's always when it's gonna be too late, man.
Yeah. If I can say too, the brothers brought out Ecclesiastes 12 and 4, but if you read up in the latter verse, it says, "Remember the Creator in the days of thy youth." All right. So and that goes into what the brother was saying, man. Get it while the getting is good, because it's gonna become a time where we're not gonna be able to do these sit downs and these lessons. And link up with brothers, because it's gonna be chaos out here in the streets. All right, and we're approaching those days, man.
I can add a precept to what you said, Dr. Shah. Because we're in the last days, and like the brother Kratos, I said, it's gonna be too late. That's why you got scriptures like Zephaniah 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near; it is near. And hasteneth greatly. That means speeding up. Why? For the elect sake, The man that's been pushing this word day in and day out. The sheep, the lost sheep of Israel, man. Which is the Lord's elect. And then it says, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. And these are the times to come, man. Because all your LeBron James, your James Hardens, your Gucci Manes, they are going to be crying there bitterly, man, in that day.
That's right.
Because
go ahead, bro.
Because all this money they getting, and they exalt themselves highly in America, they're gonna be crying there bitterly, man. It ain't gonna mean nothing, you know. And it's gonna get into that. But you can say what you gonna say.
I mean, even for like the average everyday Jake too, because you got like a lot of average, you know, Jake. No, because Jake is just naturally stronger than other nations too, you know. So even the average everyday Jake who take pride maybe in their strength in their body, you know, in their riches and in the security they built, you know, in Babylon. You know, we understand that all that is vanity, you know, and at the end of the day, because none of that can help you attain salvation. None of that can help stabilize you through the trying times that are to come, and or help you to attain salvation.
That's right.
Yeah, beautifully explained. And I'm gonna continue. Then this in verse 15 it says, "The day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress." Because it's gonna be a distress time. It's gonna be Jacob's trouble. You know, the grinding shall cease. There won't be no more work. There's gonna be riots in the streets. Woman's gonna get raped, ravished, left and right. You know, kids are gonna get murdered. You know, it's gonna be a day of darkness and distress, man. A day of wasteness and desolation. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness. And that's literal too. You know, ain't gonna be no more living your best life and sunshine days in America, man. You know, sitting back and relaxing. You know. Then I'm gonna continue. It says, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, because these cities are actually going to be fenced, man. You know, the border's going to be blocked off. You ain't going to be traveling to city to city, or trying to see your loved ones.
If you look at it, you know, the highway, how the highways are set up to trap the people inside, man, inside the major city. You know, just like 285, it's a big circle here in Atlanta. It's a big circle that's surrounding the city of Atlanta. You know, so you people won't be able to try to escape. You know, Esau is going to have you locked in. You know, and that's that martial law. You know,
and all this advanced technology he has, different tanks and troops. You know, it's going to get ugly in that day. And I'm going to continue. It says, "And I will bring distress upon men, but they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung," man. And that word dung is, you know, basically shit. You know, because your carcass is going to be laying there. You know, it says what in the scriptures? Your bodies ain't going to be, if I'm saying it right, limited or something like that. Lamented. Yeah, kind. Like a funeral, basically. You know, you won't be that. And then this is the last verse. It says, "Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath." Yeah, so whatever you have, your money, your silver, your gold, it's not going to save you in that day. You know, people are going to go into a killing spree, man. You know, become true monsters. And then it says, "But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy." Whose jealousy? Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's the person that's running this, man. He's the person that's causing these terrors upon you people. You know, don't the scripture say what? He create light and darkness, create good and evil. You know, peace and evil. Just roughly paraphrasing. Then it says, "For he shall make even a speedy residence of all them that dwell in the land." What land? The land of America, and the lands he's going to hit across the world too. You know, and that's all I really had on that, bro.
Anybody had Isaiah 33?
I got it. Oh, you can bring it out, bro.
You sure?
You can bring it out. Okay.
This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6, and it says, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times."
That's right. So like it says, wisdom and knowledge. You know, and how do you get wisdom and knowledge? Through the scriptures, through the Comforter. You know, and that's going to be able to that's going to be our salvation. You know, when we're put in those troubling situations, you know, we're going to run to the script. The men of the Lord, you know, are going to run to the scriptures. You know, they're going to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That is going to be their first instinct. You know, that's what's going to get us from all the famine, you know, the pestilence, you know, the missiles. You know, that's going to get us through that. Not walking carnally in the flesh, man. You know, thinking that you're going to take Esau down, you and your 100 men. You know, because Jake thinks simple on the low level here. You know, and you really got to explain to Jake that, you know, you may think that, like, man, Jake got it, but nah, Jake don't have it, man.
Yeah.
Jake can think they got 100 men behind them and they'll be able to take Esau down. You know, it ain't gonna work like that, man. You know, so wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our time. That's why the scriptures gave us accounts like Exodus. You know, just Proverbs, Psalms, just showing you how to move. You know. Because we're gonna need those in that day, man. In Jacob's trouble, man. You know.
Because it's gonna be a time like never before, man. You know. It's gonna outdo everything that have happened to us as a nation in history, man. You know. This place is what, spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Of course, we in bondage, and Sodom is back on a high level, on the highest level, man. To the point where what Scripture said, what the Lord is looking upon this sinful kingdom. You shall wipe this place off the face of the earth, basically.
Yeah, I got that. If you want to bring it out.
Oh God, yeah, you can bring that out. Yeah.
This
So, was it there on Isaiah?
Oh, it was a little bit more.
Yeah, just finish that out.
It says, this is Isaiah 32:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
If I can add to your point out.
Yeah, kind
But that's why it's important too to also go into the secular history. Just like the brother Karadazan made a point about Jake thinking they have it because they have a small contingency or a small army of 3 dozen niggas. Well, who has the blessing of the sword?
Right.
The nation of Edom. All right, which is Esau Edom. All right, and if you go into the secular history, and actually delve into how our people, being the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, were conquered in the Americas. All right, then it's very evident that you can't defeat this man carnally. You have to have a whole different game plan. All right, which is going to go into that further. But our game plan to conquer these people, the so-called white man, is not carnal. It's spiritual. It's spiritual weaponry. It's spiritual defenses, and just all given to us through the Holy Scriptures and ultimately through the Spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
That's all I wanted to add, bro.
Yeah. Finish on that.
It says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Yeah, that's right. It says the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So majority of you people don't fear the Lord. That's why you're leaning on your carnal ways, man. Your guns, your AK-47s or whatever you have is not going to defeat Esau, man, because they're blessed with the sword. So you have to lean on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, like the brother was speaking on. And that secular history, man, is important, man. Okay. I remember the brother dropped the video dealing with the Levite, what was his name? Levitor. I forget his first name, but he had men that was behind him. He fought against Esau, some battles he won, but at the end he was still defeated. Because it's not. Hey, the scriptures speak about this is not our rest. So Jake, you got to understand that the only way out of here is leaning on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. At the end of the day, man. Did you want to say something?
No. I got a quick precept.
Nah, you go there, bro.
This is Proverbs 3:5.
That's right.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. And really, because, for you to think that you can take on all the things that are getting ready all the plagues that are getting ready to hit America with any weapons you can get your hand on is foolish, man. What good? I don't care how many guns or bullets you have, grenades, whatever you got. What good is all that when Esau got planes and drones? Like, bro, you don't have no surface to air missile defense system, man. ain't no nigga in the hood got no surface to air missile defense system, man. You know what I'm saying? So even just you gotta really, and also understand too that really that whole carnal mindset that our people have was forced on us. We were force fed that carnal mindset through the nation of Edom, man. Esau Edom. We are really a spiritual people, man. If once we actually connect to our true powers, which are Yahweh Shai, you understand that we're a very spiritual people. Like, yeah, we get down. We have a history of getting down carnally, but even that was all directed through the Lord. It wasn't just like us going out there and just picking certain battles. And we had to pray to Yahweh Shai to actually give us the strength to conquer our opponents. So having that carnal mindset of thinking you're going to be able to take down or defend yourself anyway carnally, it's complete foolishness, man. It's complete foolishness.
God, that's why I'm gonna just bring it out right quick, just to add on to your point, brother. It says this is Ecclesiasticus 2 and verse 10. It says, "Look at the generations of old and see," because we'll see what King David, the Gadites, the Manassites, tribe of Manasseh, everything that happened in history, man, it was all ordained through the Lord. That's why we got scriptures like this. Look at the generations of old. Because yes, we are a spiritual people, and in some situations we got down carnally, but at the end of the day, it was all Yahweh. They gave us that power to glorify Him and His people too.
It's a lot. If I could just say, because when you read in the scriptures, you always see the men going back to the Lord. They never just went on their own instinct. They was like, Lord, shall I do this or shall I do that? And the Lord answered them, man. Yep. So you got to be in that same mindset when Esau brings that hammer down, man.
Got some real quick. This is Romans 15:4. It says, "For whatsoever things are written aforetime was written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope."
And that's what Jake be lacking in a lot, man.
Yeah, patience.
It's patience, man. All right. Like in this walk, man, patience is vital. It's key. Because if you don't embrace the spirit of patience, you really run a high probability of inviting prideful spirits into your vessel, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you're trying to rush, you're trying to force the course of the water, so to speak.
Trying to expedite things.
Right. But really, if you're just trusting Yahweh Shai, He's going to expedite things according to His will. His game plan, His blueprint.
Yeah, if you meditate on it, that's what Judas did. He didn't have patience. That's why if I go further down, it says, "Woe unto you that have lost patience." Because patience is vital. It's one of the things that is needed, necessary in this walk that we're walking. And I'm just finish this off. I'm going to go back to Ecclesiasticus 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise but called upon him? Because we always called upon him, man. And look at the miracles he did, man. And through understanding, we know why we're here in captivities. And we know that Yahweh Shai is true, due to history too. And thus says the Lord. It's all spiritual too.
Yeah, JB wanted the kingdom so bad, like you just be veering off of the straight gate, man, the straight path, man.
God.
Just stay on the path, man. Don't try to move too fast. Don't allow yourself to move too slow. Just stay on the path and follow the course of the body, man. Right. You follow the course of the body. What else? But read that again. The last piece that you brought up.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. That's a lot I had closed it up. But this is Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any
and that's why it's important too to really soak in the fact that we're Israelites, man.
Yeah.
All right, because a lot of Jake come across the words that men speak, and they yeah, I'm an Israelite. All right, well, okay, you're an Israelite. Now what? What does that entail?
Characteristics of being an Israelite.
Right.
Yeah.
If I can add on to your point too, because the scriptures say, look at the generations that's before us. We're still praising and glorifying those names to this day. So if you put two and two together, if we walk you know, like those men that was before us, don't you think that that our names will be glorified in the kingdom also? You know, that we'll be joint heirs with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, but you really, man, when you look at it and you kind of understand the milk scriptures, you know, because the topic that we're going on is really is milk, man.
Yeah.
You know, you will understand that you know that basically you gotta just walk in the spirit, man. It's common sense almost.
Yeah,
you know?
it is common sense.
It's really almost common sense.
Yeah.
You know, but Jake, 2/3 of our people don't have common sense, man. And it's point blank and period, man. You know.
But Dr. Shah, to add on to what you said, this is Baruch 2, and I'm gonna start at 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people." And the nation of Israel, which contained you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, yes, you are all stiff-necked people. You guys are all hard-headed. It's hard to get through our people, man. And the 2/3 of our people won't listen, or won't get to it. You know.
You know what? You know how we can say that? It was hard to get to us, man.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't like you know. We've been doing this for a short time because the Spirit of the Lord came and you know sought us out and it touched us. You know, and even time, and I'll say this even too while you'll get certain reproofs and rebukes to kind of being a little stiff necked to the spirit of things. You know, so we say that understanding that we like this, man. That's why the Lord put us in our current position, man. Because he had to really take all power, authority, riches, really take away hope to a certain extent.
Yep.
Take away hope to a certain extent to really get our attention.
Because he took away that was that hope that we had.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, and it's gonna get into that too. If I can continue about Kushah, I meant to say. But it says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. That in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves." And who is doing that today? Do you understand it? The man that you see right now, starting at the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, man. You know, the people who study day and night, meditate upon the name of the Lord day and night, and go on our highways and byways, man. Who's pushing these lessons, man? Who pushing His true name that you pick, called Jesus, which is really on Yahweh Shah. You know. But I'm gonna continue. It says, "And shall know that I am the Lord their God, or their power. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name." And that's what we're doing, because we didn't have the name at first, man. But through the Spirit, He gave us the name to recognize what's going on, man. You know.
His power, showing His power.
Yeah, kind. Now, if you want me to finish this?
Yeah, finish that.
Kind. This is Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in His fear and was forsaken?
But like I said, they go into the common sense.
Yep.
It's like brothers going to our people don't have common sense. Our people don't have common sense because our people don't have the spirit. You know, even having the name, you know, being able to connect with the spirit.
Yep.
You know, but our people, they don't have the common spiritual sense because they're fighting tooth and nail against the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua.
Yeah.
When if you really embrace it, then you understand that's really where your lifeline is.
God. Yeah, our lifeline, our heritage, man. Our power, basically. At the end of the day.
That's why the scriptures say, the name of the Lord is a strong tower.
Sure.
You know,
that's a strong tower.
Yeah, that's that lifeline, man. And the righteous is gonna run to it, which is the 144,000.
Yep.
You know, and Lord willing, we are those men.
Kind.
You know. So is that it on that?
I'm gonna just finish it out and that'll be it. Or did any abide in His fear and was forsaken? Or whom did He ever despise that called upon Him? We're calling on Him. And look at what He's doing. He's giving us what? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know, we're learning how to treat brothers with that brotherly love. We're learning how to take rebuke. And we lifting up Esau's skirt. It's all through what? Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
We putting away that old man.
Yeah, kind of. Doing our mind daily. That's what it's all about. You brothers got it.
You want to bring out that Romans 8 and 6?
This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
Yeah. It's a lot. And what's of the flesh? That fame, that glory, you know, those riches that Jake is trying to obtain while here in Babylon. You know, that's being in the flesh, man. You know, when we really have a way much bigger objective here to obtain, man. You know, which is seeking the kingdom of heaven. You know, Jake is really caught and is really in that sunken place, man. You know, and can't get out. You know, Esau has so much distractions here in Babylon that Jake don't even want to get out, man. You know?
That's why it says what? In their inward thought. I got it right here on Psalms 48 and 11. Their inward thought that their houses shall continue forever and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. You know, of course, that's talking about Esau, but the part I'm gonna just apply it. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. That's you Israelites too. You know, where you get your houses, you get your cars, and y'all just living it up every day. Y'all working, getting this money, this Federal Reserve notes. Y'all stacking that bread up, and basically y'all doing what y'all want to do. You know, instead of coming back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because in the book of Acts, he said what? He winked at our ignorance. And this is the time of what? Repentance, you know? Which you Israelites are not doing. You know? You got it, bro.
This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
And the spirit is the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is the scriptures, man. You know, the scriptures give you that peace, man. You know, that that refuge, that escape. You know, if you want to expound on it, you can too, bro.
Yeah, basically, it's going back to that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability at our times, what it all boils down to. Because at the end of the day, you know, we can know all of these things and know all of these precepts, but what's really going to save us in that time of struggle, like we're going into, you know, when the destruction of this place starts to rev up, is what we know, you know, via the scriptures and how we apply it during those times. Okay, because you know, it's certain things in the scriptures you may know that really is not going to be relevant in that time. Okay, it's good to know these things, but the wisdom that you gain and the knowledge that you gain from these scriptures are really what's going to be, you know, the stabling factor. It's going to be the stability. Okay, so that's why it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So in being spiritually minded is having that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. That's going to bring you life in that day, and it's going to bring you peace. While all of these people are running around here bugged out and
still calling on Jesus Christ,
Buddha, Muhammad, whatever gods they have.
And just flipping the hell out. You know, we gonna have these scriptures in our mind that's gonna stabilize us, and we're not gonna be bugging out, man. We're gonna have peace, so to speak, in that day. Lord willing, we be those men.
You're beautiful, man.
Could you read that one more time, Mark? Because that's one of the things that separates the men of great millstone from these other Hebrew Israelite camps, is that, you know, starting with the apostles and the elders on down, it's not just pushing out the sweet things, man. All right, you know, you don't hear, you know, too many prophecies being pushed about the harshness of what's getting ready to hit. Even you know, having a certain level of comfort. That comfort, it doesn't exclude the fact that we know that America's on a fucking war zone.
Exactly.
You know.
So like and we gonna be tried with the world too.
Right.
The scriptures say the whole world will be tried, man. You know, so we're not excluded excluded from the judgment that's coming to America, man.
Yeah,
You know?
because really, Yahweh Shem Shah is coming to judge. But when you have a judgment, you can have a negative judgment, which would be death and hardship.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have a positive judgment, which would be, you know, stability and salvation.
Yep.
You know, but that's why I say that's one of the things that separates the apostles, the elders, and the men of great millstone, is that we're not running from the harsh realities of the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually in the spirit embracing it, because we understand that we have trust and we have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that He's gonna more than likely save us, man.
Come on, bro.
All right. Can you read that again, Bob?
This is Romans 8 and 6. It says, "For to be carnally minded is death."
See, for the Hebrew Israelite camps who's still pushing, you know, really don't get it twisted, man. All right, you have to go out and you have to earn your daily bread to sustain yourself. All right, you can't just sit on your fucking ass all day and expect to have a roof over your head and expect to have food on your table. All right, you got to do certain things in the flesh to sustain yourself. But that also goes hand in hand of understanding and wisdom and knowledge, man. That's just common fucking sense.
Yeah.
All right. But for the Hebrew Israelite groups who pushing heavily, you know, big schools and, you know, fancy clothing and garments and, you know, these big functions for high holy days, bro, that's not what it's about. That's really feeding your flesh. That's really you trying to satisfy your flesh while we still here, and really kind of pushing everything else in the backdrop, so to speak.
Because you ain't trying to get out of here.
Right.
This is your kingdom. You know, you trying to make it here in Babylon, man. And that's one thing that we're not trying. Of course, you know, we push that, you know, because you need money to eat. You know, the scriptures say, what it say?
The scriptures speak about drinking from your own system.
Yep.
So, you know, pretty much you got to produce in order to consume.
Yeah. But we're not trying to make it here, man. We want out of this place, you know, as the brother Yudai was saying, you know?
Yeah. They using that appeasing the flesh as like a coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the end of the day, they know the business of the scriptures, but they're going to push that shit to the side, and let's live it up in Babylon. Let's have fun, you know, before the Lord comes back. You know, it feels better, you know, other than dealing with the bitterness and, you know, really going into the destruction of this place. So they use all that, having festivals, rap concerts, and all that to please their flesh, because it's a coping mechanism. You know, they don't want to deal with the harsh reality of what's going to really hit this place. And that's all it is.
It's more than that.
Yeah. It says to be carnally minded, death.
See, and that's really you embracing death.
Exactly.
See, but the thing about it, you gotta embrace death at some point. You know, speak about dying daily and mortifying thy members.
Yeah.
Because we try to die every day, man. Try to die to the world every day.
Yeah.
Try to mortify our members, man, and fight the flesh. Embrace the spiritual realities of things. Whether it's the harshness, like we're going to, you know, the downfall of America and the things, the plagues that are going to hit America. Whether it's the harshness or whether it's the sweeter things, man. All right. But that's the only way. It's either you're going to die in the flesh now and try to seek a certain level of spiritual enrichment, or you're going to continue to feed your flesh, and then the Most High will be like, when it's time to put the spiritual cards on the table, you're going to be lacking, man.
Yes.
Minded is life and peace.
That's life, man. It says it's life and it's peace. All right. So even though, like I said, the scripture speaking about dying daily and mortifying your members. All right. At the end of the day, that's really you embracing life. All right, because you're killing the flesh, man, and you're welcoming. You're putting the living waters, spiritual living waters, so that the spirit can live. You know, your spirit can grow, and your spirit can evolve. And it said, the scripture said, it's life and it's peace. Because even through the trying things that are to come, because you're feeding your flesh properly. I mean, it's like you're feeding your spirit properly. All right, you're actually crossing the platform, man, crossing the bridge to attain eternal life.
Hey, that's why when you guys call us the what they call it, the Bomelites, or whatever you call it, it's really, that's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not trying to be a part of this world, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
plus,
know?
we have no choice but to be what the boundary lights or whatever you want to call it. Because what the Lord is dealing with us, and what the Lord deals with, He chastises, He put us low. We have no choice, you know. We could be working real hard for our money and things of that nature, but things always pop up. It just that's what the Lord said. What, take it cheerfully, you know.
I got something real quick.
We can end on that too.
This is John 12:25. He that loveth his life, he that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life his world shall keep it until life eternal.
That's a great ending precept, bro.
Come.
You know, and we're losing our life on this side so we can gain it in the kingdom, man. You know, we're not. Hey, nothing in this world shall separate you from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So I think that's Romans 8:18. You know, nothing. You know, the temptations, Satan coming at us on a daily basis, coming at brothers. You know, exhortation, rebuke. Nothing shall separate you from pushing His name, man. You got to be willing to endure, man. At the end of the day, man. You know, you got to be willing to fight this fight, man. You know, putting our lives on the line each and every day, man. We're putting our faces out there, man. You know, for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You know,
Because He did it for us.
yeah, that's right.
And it says, he that loveth his life shall lose. He that loveth his life shall lose it. So we not in the goddamn Lil Duval spirit, man. Living our best life at this point. We not in that goddamn spirit, man. We in the spirit of gaining salvation and building up our spiritual bank account. So that when that time comes, hey, we'll have a sufficient amount that we can, you know, offer into the Lord, man, for our salvation.
You have enough in that bank account to get you buy yourself a first class seat in charity, man.
That's
Yeah,
right.
right.
You know?
That was it on that?
Kind.
So we gonna go ahead and close out. You know, I hope this lesson was edifying. We're gonna give our praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule and teach me. Peace to the occupant that's around the four corners of the world that's pushing out this truth, giving all diligence and putting their lives on the line and do so. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.